So we just reviewed the steps required to obtain access to MACPro, one of which was to request your appropriate role or roles within MACPro itself. So now we'll review the different state Medicaid State Plan user roles within MACPro to familiarize you with the various options. In this section, I'm going to cover generally who is involved when a state creates and submits a SPA and what functions are available to each of the roles. So different roles have been established for state users within MACPro, and these roles determine the functions accessible to a MACPro user. It's also important to note that the user roles in MACPro differ from those that are used in other CMS web-based systems, like MMDL, WMS, or CARTS. This page lists the MACPro Medicaid State Plan user roles for states, and a state user may have more than one Medicaid State Plan role in MACPro. It's important to mention that all state roles must be filled for proper workflow functionality, and all roles on this slide can view the status of a submission package. So let's go over the 4 state roles in detail. First up is the state editor. The state editor is responsible for creating content for a new SPA submission package, updating draft SPA submission packages based on state leadership feedback, converting draft SPA submission packages to official SPA submission packages, and for collaborating with the state point of contact on SPA submission package clarifications and RAIs. The functions of the state editor are similar to state Medicaid agency or SMA personnel who draft the SPA. In many cases, SPA eligibility experts or SPA coordinators will hold the role of state editor as well.
I'm going to just jump in for a second and say, as you're thinking about who in your state should hold each of these different roles, the state editor, as Katie said, is the person who is working on the SPA. So there's a lot, but be thinking about the fact that MACPro has a lot of logic built in. So if you haven't had a chance to look at a SPA before, anyone who would need to understand what the logic is and what the options are available in creating the SPA would want to have access as a state editor.
Thank you, Stephanie. So next in the process, we have the state point of contact, which could be abbreviated as SPOC or state POC. Or you can just call it state point of contact, but that's really long. So the SPOC submits draft packages and certified official submission packages to CMS. They serve as the primary contact with CMS for specific SPA submissions, including clarification requests and RAI. They also document and review the correspondence log entries, return submission packages to state editors when revisions or additional information are needed, reviews and updates submission package content, and submits SPA RAI responses to CMS. This role is also specific to each Medicaid State Plan or Quality Measure Reporting Authority. So for example, if you would like to be the SPOC for Health Home SPAs along with eligibility SPAs, we encourage you to request the role twice, one for each respective authority. The functions of the SPOC are similar to the state's SPA coordinator or contact person who communicates regularly with CMS regional offices to share information and facilitate SPA processing. I know I'm really explaining a lot of different actions that might be rather abstract to you if you are new to MACPro. We will have more process flows and diagrams later in this presentation to help you visualize how this will work. and I encourage everyone to attend our in-system demonstrations, which will be coming up in the future. So that way you can really see how this works from each role's perspective within MACPro itself. So next is the state director, and the state director acts as the third role in the SPA submission process. The state director reviews and certifies state-prepared submission packages, and they also approve and certify SPA packages for submission to CMS. The functions of the state director are similar to those of the state Medicaid director or his or her designee who reviews, clears, and authorizes the submission of a SPA. And the state system administrator, or SSA, is an administrative role that reviews and approves or denies state user role requests. And just as a note, these are MACPro state user role requests within MACPro itself. They also view state system reports and maintain the state profile. So as a reminder, the state system administrator, or SSA role for short, is an administrative role, and individuals who identify this role as something they're going to be holding must attend a future MACPro administrative training, and we will talk more about this at the next steps section at the end of this training.
You probably already have a state system administrator for MACPro, but you may want to be thinking about having a second one as a backup, or specific to the new folks that are coming on to MACPro for your state.
Thank you, Stephanie. Great point. Something I always like to remind people is if for some reason you need a role and your state system administrator may be, at the beach, relaxing, it's always good to have a backup so that way things won't get held up and you can keep moving forward. But as a plug, we will talk about this at the end of the training. The help desk is always here to help you if you have any questions or if you run into a situation.